For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Today we have Raviraj Mishra sir with us, the author of Piece of Poetry, The Feeling of Being Loved and 11 Stories. Thank you so much for coming on our show, sir. We are highly grateful कि आप हमारे show पर आए.
Thank you, Gaurav.
So, sir, before we get into the podcast and know much more about your books and your journey of your books, I would like to please just share something about yourself, like your journey, your childhood, and all those things.
Okay. So actually, I got into writing from a very young age. I was inspired by my father. He used to write a lot, and he used to, keep the stacks of papers in a bag, basically. So he used to write in Hindi. I used to read the poems, and some of the stories I used to read. So that inspired me to go ahead and take this story writing thing. So after that, I started writing, started blogging, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Anything which you like to share about your childhood and about you, like from where do you belong and what you do to the audience?
Okay, so my father basically moved here in Pune. We belong from Gorakhpur, UP, and he moved. Yeah, so he moved here at a very young age, and then I was born here itself, and then my school, my education, then my job, current job, everything is in Pune. So we live with our family.
Okay. And do you ever visit Sir Gorakhpur?
Yeah, I'm going now on 24th of April.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not much far from my place. Actually, I live in Varanasi. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, sir, as you all know that all the books are released. So, can you please give us some insights about the book, The Feeling of Beloved, if I'm talking about? So, can you give us some insight, like what a reader can expect from that book and what from the piece of poetry as well?
Okay, so The Feeling of Being Loved is, a typical story of a woman, and who's a protagonist, and she is. It's a story of her life, Shruti, and everything revolves around her decisions of stepping up and taking the control of her own life, and then moving forward, and then trying to actually find out the feeling of being loved rather than just being a wife of someone or just falling to that, that cake of marriage. So that's the thing. And about Piece of Poetry is mostly a self-help. It's a poetry book. I used to write a lot of poetries, and I still do. I have more than 500 poetries on Instagram right now.
Oh my God.
So I just, I decided to basically talk. The piece of poetry, the subtitle says me and me. It's talking about me and myself. So it's about the self-help of self-realization, self-love. There are around 25 poems about that. That's the piece of poetry.
Okay, and if I'm not wrong, then it was a bestseller as well for weeks. I was able to see. Yeah.
So it was a bestseller for I guess around a month and a half.
Congrats, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so sir, as we can see that both of the books seems really interesting. So can you just share what motivates you to write on those topics?
Okay. So first of all, it's like that I have this observational kind of mind sense. So I observe people around me. So the feeling of being loved was basically an observation from all the women I was surrounded by. My sister, my mom, my friends, in that sense. So everyone was complaining about something or finding a solution for something, and then giving ideas, and this is how they want to live, this is what mistakes they do, right? So that inspired me basically to create a character, Shruti. It's not about one girl, it's about many girls. I got messages from many people like that, many women like that, and I can relate to what you have written there. So that was an inspiration for me. And Piece of Poetry was me and me. Basically, it was totally from what I was feeling when I'm working for 1 month on a project and in office, and then suddenly if I face a challenge and then I can't attend the next meeting, then how I am considered just a resource and I can be replaced by someone else. That's the value of a person. So that's what it is. I mean, self-love and self-help. How to get through these situations. Yeah.
And talking about, sir, that book, that the feeling of being loved, you said that it's it revolves around the problem of a girl which girls faces in day-to-day life. So is it a solution oriented book, or just like there are only the problems and all those things, like a reality check type?
It's not a solution oriented book. I mean, no one can give solutions for anything. I think it's mostly a reality check. I mean, what happens? It's basically about a self-realization. I mean, the narrator is the woman, the Shruti, the woman, and it's her journey, how she realizes by her own self that what she thought was right initially was what not she wanted, but she wanted something else. So it's kind of a reality check and self-realization, basically. So I think that self-realization is more important than someone else giving us some solutions, right?
Definitely. Because someone is giving from their point of view and their situation, which they are assuming, right? And in reality, something is different, and that won't be relatable much, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, so sir, can we expect more such books from you, or you want to experiment a little bit and try some other genre as well?
So, I mean, I love to write romance. In poetry stories, I love to write romance. Even in Shruti's book, The Feeling of Being Loved, there are just of romance here and there. So I am working on some romantic stories right now. Romantic novel right now. So I'll be hoping to take it forward with some tadaka of self-realization again and self-help again. Yeah.
Okay. Because if we can see in if we take the data of what are the best-selling books in India, then almost you can say that more of them are of romance genre, right?
Right.
And so, sir, my next question to you is how do you see yourself as a brand? If we want to how you want people to just remember, if it's the Raviraj Mishra's book, then this will be this kind of book. So what kind of impact you want to create on the reader's mind?
I mean, there are a couple of texts I get frequently. So the people, they say that when I read your book, I can relate to them. When I read your poem, relate to them. Oh, this is what happened with me. Oh, how did you feel? How did you, write it down on this piece of paper? So that's what I want to be remembered. I mean, when people read my books, I want them to relate to it. I want them to, it's their book, it's their story. Not complete, but okay, this happened with me, or similar kind of situation happened with me, and I did a wrong thing. I did a right thing. Maybe
Okay. And where do you see yourself in the upcoming 5 years? If you have any such plans, some milestones in terms of writing, can you please share?
Yeah. So right now I'm a part-time author. I work as a software engineer. So in next 5 years, I really hope to see myself as a full-time author working for a big publishing house. If that is not a very big dream.
Yeah. And sir, one more question out of curiosity I want to ask. I had a conversation with many authors, so most of them were saying this, कि अगर India में देखा जाए तो there are very less number of authors who are full-time authors. And it's the main reason because in the writing field, the financially independence is not there. You can't completely rely on those things. What we get the royalty from the books or all those things. So what's your point of view? If anyone want to just pursue it completely, they want to quit everything and want to just go for writing, then what's your point of view? What's your suggestion for them?
See, I think that when we speak about writing, people go back to 18th century and just think that, okay, writing a book is enough. I don't think that's the only way to earn money. And sure, if you are just hoping that I'll just finish a book and I'll get it published and I'll earn money, then that's not a way to do that. I think that there are multiple platforms available now. The people are on social media or are on internet, and they want to listen to things, they want to read things here and there. and they want to see you as a brand or see your name. So you need to build that audience, you need to build that presence everywhere, like the way you are creating podcasts, creating videos, right? So building a presence. So when your presence is built, so taking that seriously is more important. In India, mostly people are not full-time writers because of this mentality that we need a job, we need a job to earn money, and then we need money, married, and then to live a happy life, right?
Yeah, we run for security, I guess, more.
Exactly. But I think that if we take writing seriously, then we can we explore. Taking it seriously means exploring it to different platforms. Writing everywhere you can, right? Like I write on Facebook, I write on Twitter, I write on Instagram. Writing
enough time to writing is the main thing, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you want to become a full-time writer, then you have to write full-time, right?
You have to think it as a job. Yeah.
Right. People complain about writer's block. I didn't write for 1 month. That's true, right? You have to write something or the other, at least 5 lines, a poetry, a phrase, maybe.
Definitely, because if what I feel is like, if you're pursuing it as a full time, if you're thinking to go it for a full time, then you have to devote like that much time as well. Because if you want to devote, if you will just devote like around when I will get thought, I will write and all those things, then it will be completely just like a side thing, and then you won't be able to become a financially independent. Yeah.
Right. Just to in a short way, I can say one thing more, that if you have like nowadays there is a trend of entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur, opening their own startup and creating a brand out of it, right? So there is also there is not even a single penny there, right? When we start. So we have to build that. We have to create something. Writing is nothing but creating things. It's nothing. It's a creative field, right? Similarly, creating a software, it's a creating field, creating a story, right? So we need to market it. We need to do everything that we do with the startup. We need to do with the book as well.
Okay. And so my next question to you is like, do you feel that number of readers are getting less day by day and number of authors are getting increased day by day?
I feel the opposite, I guess.
Okay.
Because I really feel the opposite. The other day I was, sometimes what happens, I'm scrolling through Instagram, let's say, or scrolling through Google, and I want to get some inspiration from other authors, right? So in India, when I start looking for authors, I just feel that there are not too many people who are, interested in writing. There are not too many people who are interested in sharing their thoughts through words. Maybe they are. They don't want to, or they think that it's just a waste of time. I need to earn money. So I think that when I write a poem and when I promote it, 7,000 people, they read it, they like it. There are 1,700 comments. So I think that readers are there. They just need a content to read.
Okay. And do you feel competitive, like when it comes to this field?
Competitive. Not as of now, not really, because most of them are very different. They have their own zone. If I'm talking about Chetan Bhagat, he's a very different zone. He's writing
definitely
story, right? If I'm talking about Durja Datta, he's in a very different zone. And starting this career, I feel that I'm in a very different zone. I'm in a very different area of writing, so I don't feel that competitive right now.
And have you set any milestones for your books, like when the time of its release, or like if this book has to be performed like this, or and this much copies has to be sold out, anything like that?
There is just a vague milestone I set, that every year I need to publish at least 2 books and 6 books. So that's the idea. That's the hope I always keep with myself. That if I finish this, then I'll be starting to write another one and maybe get it published in the next 6 months or 7 months. And number of copies sold, I really don't think that. I really want my books to sell million copies, but that's, I guess,
so there's no the rest time, because when it comes to like 6 months gap, then it's like no celebration or nothing like that. You have to just have to be focused, like, okay, this has to be done now, next this.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we actually discussed, right? 5 minutes back. That if you want to write, if you want to do something, you need. Why do you need from that? Why do you need a right? I mean, okay, you party the whole night, and then next day you start doing it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so do you have any schedule for writing, sir, or it's like just like random thoughts coming and you're just penning?
For poetries, I write anytime. Maybe when I'm sitting in a meeting, and if I'm not speaking there, and I just feel something, I just scribble it somewhere. For novels, I specifically write after 12 in night and take it till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Every day?
Every day, without fail.
Okay. Now coming to your personal life, sir, like, can you share with us, like, what was the happiest moment of your life till now?
Happiest moment of my life was, my personal happiest moment was when I handed my first book to my father.
Okay.
He was in Gorakhpur at that time, and I just had called him that, okay, Papa, book release हो गया मेरा. Then, okay, ठीक है, मैं आ रहा हूँ. आ जाऊँगा ना तब दिखाना मुझे. Kind of like. And then when he came and when he sat, उन्होंने luggage, मतलब उन्होंने shoes भी नहीं निकाले थे. And then he was like, कि कहाँ है? देखो ये है. तो it really felt very good. So that was the happiest, I guess.
Okay. And how do you celebrate your success? Like, if you set some milestones and all, and if you achieve them, then how you celebrate that?
You want to, to be very frank, if I do anything, I just order a very good food. So I order very good food, maybe a burger, chicken burger, and just eat it. That's what I do.
Same goes with me as well, but it's just I just go to just restaurants because as of now the Zomato and Swiggy are not there. So
even I enjoy that, going to restaurants. I try different places and I just
because
sit there.
Whatever is the, अगर if I speak in Hindi, it's like कितनी भी छोटी खुशी हो, पार्टी जरूर बनती है उसकी.
Exactly. वो भी अपने साथ ही क्यों ना हो खाली.
Definitely sir, अकेले ही क्यों ना हो, लेकिन हाँ करनी जरूर चाहिए.
Exactly,
याद रहता है कि हाँ लास्ट टाइम इस चीज पे ये पार्टी हुई थी मेरी.
Right.
And sir, my next question to you is like, do you feel stressed by releasing of your book? Like आपने तो मतलब 3 बुक्स हो चुकी हैं, तो अब ऐसा मतलब जो लास्ट बुक आपकी थी पीस ऑफ पोएट्री, तो उसके रिलीजिंग टाइम में आपको कुछ ऐसा स्ट्रेस था कि नहीं होने वाली है, अब होने वाली है, ऐसा कुछ?
हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत होता है. लेकिन पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा होता ना, जैसे बुक खत्म हो जाती लिख के, इट्स डन राइट, एंड वो एडिट हो जाता है जब, उसके बाद when I send it out, so पता नहीं रिलीफ मिलता है एक्चुअली. स्ट्रेस रिलीफ मिलता है. चलो ठीक है, चलो I did something good. वो बर्गर का टाइम हो गया, जो बर्गर का उसका टाइम हो गया. चलो.
Okay, and can you share with us, like, sir, what's your current mental state? Like, what are the things you want to focus as of now in terms of life, in terms of writing?
Seriously, to be frank, I'm actually thinking about, as I said that I'm seeing myself as a full-time author, right, after 5 years. So I'm actually working on that. I always keep on thinking about that. And when something doesn't go, right, and when I'm like, there are times that I can't even, open my laptop and type because of work, because of office, because we are working from home, so we have to be like present maybe sometimes by 7, and some issues happens here and there, right? So at that time I really feel very stressed. I really feel very bad and very sad. So I just sometimes think that चलो यार अभी quit कर देंगे, कल ही उठेंगे, टाइप कर देंगे, खत्म, and we'll start working on it, because जो actually दिल से करना चाहते हैं जब वो चीज नहीं कर पाते हैं तो फिर ऐसा दुख होता है. और अगर दुख नहीं हो रहा है तो आप में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. Right,
definitely. And
फिलहाल तो ये सब.
Okay. And my last question to you, sir, like, what are your advices for the upcoming authors, and any life advice for whoever is listening to this, or for me as well?
Okay, authors के लिए जो ही हम लोग ने भी बात किया स्टार्ट में, we spoke about कि if you want to write, you have to write. That's the only thing. You have to write. You can't complain कि I have this, I have that, I have this. make, and it should affect you. If you can't write, it should affect you. And because if it affects you, it will really be something, it will really, you can really do something about it, correct?
Definitely.
So I really think that one should write, and सबसे important है, one should read a lot every day. चाहे कुछ भी read कर लो. You open a Times of India and read a small story from there. Okay, but you have to read a lot. And life के बारे में, it's like it's always okay to let some things go and focus on yourself. So that may be helpful for you, for everyone.
ओके, सो आज के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही गाइज. आई होप कि आपको ये एपिसोड पसंद आया होगा. अगर एपिसोड पसंद आया हो तो हमारे पॉडकास्ट रीडिंग द ऑथर को ज़रूर फॉलो करें. एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू बाय द बुक. आप अमेजोन पे जाकर अगर सर का नाम लिखेंगे रविराज मिश्रा, तो इनकी तीनों बुक्स आ जाएंगी. आप ज़रूर खरीदें और ज़रूर पढ़ें. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग ऑन आवर शो सर. इट वाज ट्रूली एन अमेजिंग एक्सपीरियंस टू हैव ऑन द शो.
Thank you, Gaurav.